So on the first question, we are told that an elephant needs to drink at least 120 gallons of water. So that's important, so I'm going to highlight that. You need to drink at least 120 gallons of water. A drinking tank contains 8 gallons of water. The elephant has already consumed 40 gallons of water. How many more tanks X of water does the elephant need to drink? Write your answer as an inequality. So in this situation, we've got an elephant, and it needs to drink at least 120 gallons of water. So we want our total water at the end of the day to be at least 120 gallons, is where that first part of the setup comes in. Now, the total water drink at the end of the day from this starting point is going to be the addition of the water that has already been drank by the elephant plus the water that we give the elephant. What the? Looks like Miss Reinhardt is sending me something. Be strong, I whisper to my coffee. Sorry about that. So the total water is going to be the water already drank plus the water that we give to the elephant. And that has to be in total by the end of the day at least 120. Now the water already drank in this situation, we can see that we highlighted that the elephant has already consumed 40 gallons of water. So we're going to put here, we're going to substitute that in for 40. And then the water that we give, we are giving the elephant tanks, because it says here, how many more tanks X of water does the elephant need to drink? Well, we would do 40 plus, if we give him 1 tank, we would add X. But that doesn't mean that he's now drank 41 gallons of water. That means that if each tank contains 8 gallons of water, then we're going to have to take the number of tanks that we give and multiply it by 8. For example, now if we gave 1 tank, we would do 8 times 1, which is 8, add it to 40, and we would say that he's now had a total of 48 gallons of water. So that is why we have to multiply X, which represents tanks, by the 8 gallons of water in each tank, which needs to be at least 120. And then now if we want the elephant to drink 120 gallons by the end of the day, it's already drank 40, then we can subtract and find the difference between those two numbers to determine that the elephant still needs to drink 80 more gallons. So this is how much it still needs to drink, is 80 more gallons. And if there's 8 gallons in each tank, that's what this 8 represents. If there's 8 gallons in each tank, then we would divide the 80 gallons that it still needs to drink by 8 to receive an answer that we need to give the elephant at least 10 more tanks. X, which represents tanks, needs to be at least 10. So either equal to 10 or more than 10, so that we can have at least 120 gallons by the end of the day. I want you to write the word apple at the bottom of your page so that I can see that you truly are watching this video rather than just looking for an answer. Okay, the second problem, tell whether -3 is a solution of the inequality. So 2 ways of solving this out, but the preferred way, what I see from you guys, is taking this value, -3, and substituting it into X. So instead of 3 plus 4 times X, we would do 3 plus 4 times -3, and check whether that's, when we simplify that down, we get a value that's greater than or equal to 15. Well, 4 times -3, that's going to be -12. And 3 plus -12, 12 negatives, 3 positives, cancels out to leave you with 9 negatives. And is -9 greater than or equal to 15? Well, since it's a negative, it's not going to be greater, so we would say that no, this is not a solution. If this was a true statement, then we would say yes, it is a solution. But because it's a false statement, we say no, -3, substituting that into X, is not a solution. On the next problem, we have the solution of a plus b is greater than -5. Is a is greater than -15? Now at the bottom of your page, I want you to write down the word pencil before I move on. And you're writing down the word pencil. All right, so we are given this inequality, and we're told that the solution to this original inequality of a plus b is greater than -5, that has a solution of a is greater than -15. So notice the way that's written. The solution of this value is this value. So this is the answer to that original inequality, is what the question is telling us. What is the value of b? So what do we have to exchange b with so that when we solve out this original inequality, we get an answer of a is greater than -15? Well, because it's plus b, that means that we're going to subtract b from both sides in order to get the a by itself, as you can see that they did in their solution. The a is by itself, so that means we need to get rid of the b. And then now we need to think to ourselves, what value do we have to exchange for b so that when we do -5 minus that value of b, it equals -15? Well, if we already have 5 negatives to begin with, I'm going to do those in green. If we have 5 negatives to begin with, and then we are going to subtract another number, we can also think about that as a negative, then what number does that have to be? Well, then in this case, we would, to get to -15, we would want to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That makes 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We would want to add 10 negatives. And so we're going to replace all of these b's with the number, I'm going to do that in a very obviously different color, with the number 10. And so then we would say that b is equal to 10, not -10. Notice how I changed all the b's around, and it's a 10, not a -10. And that's how we would get our answer for that one. Okay, so now let's move up to the very top one. I'm going to make a second video for this so that we don't